What is up, tea people? We got a chonker in the house. Doink. Now, some of you people have these like super fancy like thingies or whatever. I'm rocking one of these guys, okay? I'm not like a knife person. This is, yeah, check out that blade, okay? Forged from the pits of Mordor or something. I don't know. I'm not a Lord of the Rings person either. Certainly not a tea expert. Mostly just a goofball who's goofing on the internet. Hope y'all are doing oh so fabuloso today. Oso in Spanish means bear. Hope you guys will bear with me. Gosh. So what do we got going on today? Well, it's already in the title, but gotta break out my super intense Japanese, you know, like the Kill Bill kind of scene or whatever, where they're forging this blade. Anyway. Okay, here we go. So, your boy, I went a little bit buck wild here. And I'm standing. This isn't even making sense. Let's do this view. Boy howdy. Boy howdy. Lordy. Hello. We got one chonker. We got another chonker. We got another chonker. Now, shout out to Quiche. For putting together this group buy. Gonna break out the should I do this in here? Is that cooler? Whoa, cutting things open. Anyway, if I actually remember, I will try to get this time stamped correctly for everybody. Ooh, I think I see some purple. Very good. So, I went a little crazy and got a good amount of these 2013 dye purple cakes. See if I can see the year on here on one of these. Can I? Can we get in here? Is that possible? My bad, 2014. Apologies, everybody. Well, you can't even really see it in there. Anyway. Really enjoyed this one. I've had the oh yeah, you smell great. So let's just get in here a little bit. Oh boy, there we go. And let's do. And yeah, I'm excited. This isn't like a new tea for the channel at all. I think James has recently done a 2003 purple dye comparison or review. Oh, there's just like dust everywhere. Anyway, but yeah, we're happy. By we, I mean me. Okay, those get to hang out there. Now on to the true star of the show today. Again, you kind of already know what it is, but we bought some. I don't know. Sorry, I bought a tong. of these buttes. And I got a couple other cakes as well. So this is going to be the star of the show today. And James, check out the In-Between-isode by James, where he compared the 502 7542. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on the packaging, but we'll get in there. To a double lines, the non-cow, I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry everybody, double lines. And then also a couple other recipes to try out. This is a 400 gram chonker, 8542, 2002. No, I'm sorry, this is the 501, so 2005. And the 7742. And this is 2007. So I'm excited to give these a shot too. These were more reasonable in terms of the pricing. Put these to the side here as well. Appreciate all the packaging here. And then, yeah, it's a lot of these. So were these cheap? No. Were they cheaper than otherwise? Yes. Dye prices really have gone down a lot. And I'm not above drinking factory tea as like the vast majority of what I'm consuming. I've gotten more and more into the boutiques, but sweet, beautiful tea. So the 501 batch of the 7542 is crazy expensive. And I think James, in his In-Between-isode, again, check that out. Shout out James. Have you heard of him? He does this thing called TDB. Oh yes. So a full flippin' tong of the stuff. And a really nasty thingy here. I only use my blah 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 blah. Anyway, we're excited. I'm sorry, Okay. Now, how much did this stuff cost? I'm not telling. Oh, God, I have to survive a marriage here, y'all. No, my wife is super supportive. This is, I don't know about you guys out there in tea world, but this is my place of indulgence in my life. And this year has been an indulgent year of tea purchasing. And you could make all sorts of arguments about why celebrating a new family member or blah, blah, blah. And I don't really like to do that. I don't like to say, oh, I achieved a thing, so I get a thing. I don't know. The thing I hope is worth achieving in and of itself. That's not always the case. And it's cool to celebrate certain milestones in life with a cool thing or something like that. But let's just be, I'm keeping it real with everybody. This is just because I got a little silly. So I'm really excited though, because these unboxing videos, all right, here we go. Oh, it's a really nice fruity sweetness to this. Actually, the packaging here looks really nice, frankly. So, and then I have I believe this is the 601 7542, which I purchased a third of a cake of. And then I'm going to blind them in separate Ziplocs. I don't know what you would call those. Let me go get my tea pick. One sec. Just kidding. I ain't trying to do none of that. All right. Here we are. yay. I'm actually gonna put, this table kind of likes to absorb a little bit of paper from my, it's got kind of like a varnish on it. It likes to eat a little bit of the bean paper, so go ahead and open this up again. Oh gosh, doesn't that look good? I'm talking the shot that you guys are seeing. Got a little lopsided. Definitely a little bit of a lopsided on the bean hole here. And I think I'm gonna pause and make sure my other camera doesn't die. 1 sec. Okay. Here we go. Now, beautiful. Let's flip it over. And let's get in even closer. Right? Let's just see the character of this cake here. The focus on, there you go, that's it. The focus ring on these Sony cameras, these lenses, these electronic ones, they're kind of like based on an accelerometer, sort of like if you have your mouse or whatever, right? You give it more movement, it over time it accelerates faster. A little bit frustrating. Hard to pull the perfect focus. Is what it is. Okay, so everyone's got their own preference and style of doing this, but just gonna go ahead and try to so carefully get in here. Now I do have a lot of this tea, but I'm hoping to keep it for, you know, I'm hoping this doesn't, I guess I'm hoping this passes the speed test insofar as I love it, but it's pretty strongly compressed here. I'm gonna go in from the side now. So I'd like to get some bigger chunks off of it than that, but it is what it is. Look at that color. Gosh. I mean, you can just tell the character of this is quite different than even the 2006 version. My 2006 version was stored in, I don't know, I think Guangzhou, I don't remember, but mainland. Whereas this is going to be stored, I believe, this is just Taishanhe storage. Beautiful. That's a nice piece right there. Again, just the texture of this. It just reads flavors to me. I see these colors and I just think dark fruit. Everyone's probably got their favorite 7 dye recipe or recipes. I do have a large quantity of 8582. A couple of tongs of that boy. Look at that. Gorgeous. All right, we're gonna leave it there for now. Yeah. You all know how fun this is. Just get this here and give everyone a different shot. This camera is not as color accurate. And the lighting is much worse, so apologies there. But, okay, so that's that. Now what I'm going to do is actually weigh this tea out here and transfer it to, got too many G-dang things in the way. Just get in here one more time. Oh, So I'm putting this here. Got my 2 blind labeled dealing bobbers. I'm gonna go 4 grams today. 4 grams, 500 milliliters. That's gonna end up being, boom, That is not right. Whatever, close enough probably. And then I am gonna take this big chunk here and just break it up a little bit. I want even extraction if I can get it here. That's small enough. This is pretty crumbly. So we got maybe 3 good pieces there. I'm gonna try my best here to not show the camera. Actually, I will show the camera, but I'm gonna close my eyes here and get this in here first to start. Okay, very good. Eyes closed. Actually, no, wait. My bad. I do need to know this part. So this is B. You can tell I'm not doing this too much. And then back, boom, tear. Now we have the 2006. And let's get back in here a little bit and see the complexion of this tea here. Let me get a good chunk going there. 2.3. That is compressed. 2.7. And some, dang it, a little bit too much. Okay, so that's at my, oh nice, actually fairly good zoom there. So you can see by the complexion of the tea, we'll compare that to this piece here, that actually I think the 2006 looks a little bit darker, whereas the 2005 has a little bit more of that sort of brown leaf hue in it. I think that's fairly noticeable on camera. Interesting, cool, okay. So this is going to be A, and then the idea here, and actually I'm going to kind of break this big chunk up a little bit more. That should be good. Okay, perfect. Tea everywhere is what it is. Okay. Now, are the differences going to be vast on these two? The 2006 for A, 2005 for B. Hope I can remember that. I don't know. We're going to find out. That's kind of the whole point of this. I'm going to try to be honest about it, right? Even though I spent a good amount of money on these teas, and the 2005 502 batch is over twice as much as the 2006 batch. And again, I don't remember if it's if it's the 602 or the 601 batch. But we will get in here and enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and pause here, and what I'll do first here is just begin this process of kind of just mixing them up. And I'm really actually, unlike you guys who can notice and pay attention to this, I'm really trying to avoid doing that. So, although being the magician that I am, I'm actually counting this perfectly. I can barely remember what day of the week it is. So this kind of a thing, I'm kidding, this kind of a thing is basically impossible for me. That's about as blinded as it's going to be for me. And then I'm going to go and come back, clean all this stuff up a little bit, get some of my, you know, right? Is it gold? Should I drink it? No, I'm not going to drink it. I'll be back. Okay, 19 minutes in, that's a little embarrassing, but you know what, whatever. So, sample 1 on the left here. I'm going to try not even to really pay attention to what the color looks like. I actually did not see the package there. Sample 2, so you guys know what that is. So I am blinded, but you guys are not. And again, I'm going to try to avoid looking at these, and I'm not trying to figure out which one is which. I'm trying to talk through how they can differ without letting one of them, the more expensive one, mess me up, bias me in my process of enjoying these two teas. Okay. Got the no sugar added treetop applesauce jar as my rinse vessel. Shout out to having kids. I'm gonna give these actually only one rinse. I'll give them 2 rinses. I know it's sinful, but I really want to have this first sip of each be strong. So already off of the jump here, I'm saying that these teas look, in terms of the color, pretty much identical in terms of the rinses. Gotta pay for that, guys. Double rinse. Some nice kind of retired smoke aromas happening here. That is hot. Ow. Okay, those guy ones are nice and warm. Whew. All right. Now we'll do a cha-hai comparison to start. Yeah, a lot of that retired smoke. Less so on this one. Gonna close my eyes and look at these ones. Really nice, fruity, plummy, much more funk. Make sure those are all interesting. The one on the left to me smells much more developed. Farther along in its aging. We are done with that. Okay. Now I will actually flash steep these. It's currently 11:21. Brewing up to be... Actually, the difference in the color is actually becoming a bit more apparent, I think. So, left, right. Now with this level of differentiation of color, and it could be more about, I watched my video about extraction rates. It could be about the extraction rates more than anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and get in here. And I'm going to actually pour these teas. But you can see that they look virtually identical. The one on the left smells a lot, I don't know, I don't want to say better, but a lot more like something that I really would like and enjoy. Check that out. I guess a little closer into that material itself in there. Let's do this. Maybe that's going to help with the color a little bit. Nice. You can see the color is literally like identical. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start with the left. Cheers. Some of these older pu'ers remind me of one of the more woody roasted aspects of oolong teas, aged oolong teas. Ooh. Nice, expansive, herbaceous, deep character that comes. Not really, I think all the kind of green flavors have almost disappeared completely from this. It's really now into that sort of aged wood. Nice. excuse me, I'm used to doing 5 grams for evaluation, so this is more of a for pleasure session for me, and not a complaint. But 5 grams, you get more viscosity. But with 7542, it's a strong recipe. This one actually is tasting really smooth. The 2006 version, I don't know which one is which. 2006 version to me does taste quite strong still, but I have been drinking a lot more Shang Pu'er since, you know, getting into those teas. So here we go. This is the one on the right. Cheers. Interesting. Immediate note, I have a bigger sip, you can see from the color. Immediate note was more sourness, a little bit more plum juiciness, and a bigger texture. Interesting. Okay. Really nice lasting sweetness. They taste fairly different. They really do. This one to me has more of a bassy, earthy, deeper character. The one on the right has a bit of a higher noted fruitiness. I'm gonna guess, just to start, that the one on the left is the 502. Here we go. Oh, yum. More smoky. Now, this is a kind of a tough one because the storage conditions are going to be pretty different for these two. Yeah. Nice. A bit of that retired smoke character. Really nice sweetness. Really deep woodiness to it. I think my only complaint would be that the one on the right has just a bit more viscosity. Now, it could be that the material itself has more and less chunks, and so the viscosity comparison right now is not going to be a fair one, whereas once the teas have been completely absorbed of their water, I'm going to go in there and push each individual little, you know, block chunk apart, then we're going to get a true comparison in terms of the viscosity of these teas. Night and day difference is crazy. Much fruitier on the right, much higher noted, a little bit of that grass. And it's not grass, it's hay. Which one do I prefer? I don't know. I mean, they taste radically different, like, you know, but they taste different for sure. The one on the left definitely just has an older character to it. Again, I'm just guessing it's the 502. And the one on the right is just brighter. It's brighter. Both have a really nice lasting sweetness. I think I've been drinking a lot of Shang tea, but like I don't really get a lot of bitterness from either of these teas. But we're only on the 3rd infusion, and so for steeping, so we're gonna go back here. We will do the snake style, and as is typical, I will brew out my 3rd steeping to drink hard, and we'll see how they compare at that point too. That's going to be the 5th infusion. Again, 4 grams, 51 milliliters of water volume. Space does not mean that we're extracting 51 milliliters of water, quite the opposite. The kind of curve of extraction, interesting. I think the left one is darker. The extraction curve, to me, it kind of goes like this. I'd say that that's fairly noticeably darker, probably not really showing up at all on camera. This one is the one on my left. It's actually going to be your right on camera, because I have this camera flipped horizontally. Yeah, more dank. I mean, it smells more like barn to me on the left, or on the right, excuse me. Much more like bark, like sweet bark and sassafras. And now we're really kind of getting into these teas here. They're expanding quite well in these cups. back in here. Beautiful. Overall, I'm stoked. Actually, yeah, you can see. I think you can see the difference in the saturation of the tea here. Left being a little bit darker than the right, and you can see if you look at the size of the circle that the circle sizes are pretty much identical. So we're getting roughly the same amount of extraction on these two. If one on the right here, for example, was like a lot smaller, we expect it to have less saturation in general. So we're, getting roughly the same amount of extraction. Therefore, we can, one would hope, sort of more scientifically conclude that the one on the left is bringing out a little bit darker. Okay. Now again, the material, when I looked at it, I thought that the 601, personally, I thought the material looked a little bit darker myself. In the actual shot here, I think they're fairly similar. Maybe the one on the left has a little bit of some greener notes. Let's get in there really close. You guys tell me. Oh gosh, I'm hoping everyone is enjoying these shots still, because I know I'm really loving. I'm McLovin' this. Shout out to my childhood. Okay, so we're gonna go snake style. So we're gonna start with what I'm guessing is the 2006. Right here. Cheers. That sour note is so much. It's so striking as the first thing that I'm really getting out of this. I'm gonna have a little sip of water here. And it's not a bad sourness. It's kind of a juicy sourness, but it's definitely there in comparison. Cheers. More incense, richer, deeper. That wood is really complex is the wrong. It's too easy to say, but it just has a volume to it. Some astringency coming. Nice. Both of these are good. I'm hoping the one on the left is the one I just spent a lot of money on. Both these are really nice, honestly. Okay, let's unblind them. What do you know? Cool. All right. Well, interesting. So, the 2005 to me tastes farther along. There's a retired smoke to it. It's really lovely and nice. The 2005 502 batch, excuse me. Nothing wrong with the 06 version. It to me has a brighter character to it. It has a little bit more of a juicy fruitiness to it. But maybe the low end hay is not my favorite today. To me, the 2006 version feels like something that actually could hang out and age a bit longer, whereas the 2005 502 version is really perfect today. So I'm really glad to have it today, because it's going to just develop even more over time, especially with my fairly modest storage here. And you know what? Because it's not even in the tong wrapping, I might have some of these be ambient stored and some of these be hotboxed in terms of the 502 batch. This has been a really fun one for me. Shout out to everyone who else is shout out to everyone who is doing these kind of things as well at home. Give this a shot. It's not perfect. You can cheat if you want to. You can try to track which one is which and convince yourself that you're really whatever. I'm not trying, there's no ego in this for me. It's fun and exciting to do these kind of comparisons. Probably the best way to do it actually would be with tins that are even that much more identical. These could get little riffles, and that's kind of how card players cheat, as they bend certain parts of the card and so forth. So if you really wanted to be like super nerded out about it, you could you know, have exact tins that you're someone who you don't, you know, who's has no stake in it is switches up for you and blah blah, whatever. Do your best. You know, this is not, I'm not trying to be perfectly scientific, but this is as close to a solid blind as I can produce. And yeah, really nice overall. I'm going to enjoy both of these today, but I think I'm going to sit on the 502 for quite a bit. Again, feeling some good energy right now. Thanks for tuning in. More cakes to try. I will definitely be bringing on the purple dye, and then also the other two cakes here. It's just fun, you know. Purchase tea responsibly. I think my average spend as like a household compared to the average person who's in the region that I'm at is really modest. So I'm really careful, and this is a place where I get to splurge and indulge. So be financially responsible. Tea is not about flexing. It's not about getting likes on Instagram. It's about followers on YouTube. Subscribe. No, it's something to be enjoyed. And I'm excited to be able to be in a place where I can be purchasing some nicer stuff. I'm really enjoying it. So certainly what started out as a craft your own Pumador video series has ended up being a fun and expensive project. And the final thing I'll say before I wrap this episode up, thanks for watching so much, is if you guys liked the dashboard that I made, I have a very exciting project treat announcement that I'm working on, and I'm really excited to be showing it to everybody somewhat soon. So stay tuned. If you thought that was a cool thing, I hope to be able to potentially extend something like that to you and other teen nerds out there. So until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.